Two motorists give their distances from home. So the first motorist, he starts at 9 o'clock, and at 10 o'clock he has travelled how many kilometres? Well, that's midway between 90 and 60. So he's travelled 75 kilometres. What happens between 10 and 11? He rests. From 11 until 1:30, yeah? He goes from 75 kilometres per home. That's 150, that's 165 is that top point, yes? You'll be able to pick it off your own graph there. He's gone up a half. Yes, 65 kilometres. And then between 1:30 and 3:30 he drives that 165 kilometres home. Yes? The other person leaves at 10, and at 11 he's gone 150 kilometres. At what time is a car travelling fastest on that graph? The steepest line, and the steepest line is either that line or that line. What's the difference between that line and that line? They're going in opposite directions. One is going away from home, it's coming back towards home, but your speeds you could calculate. Between 11:30 and 12 he rests. Between 12 and 1:30 he drives back how many kilometres? Well, he goes from 150 to 75. He goes 75 kilometres. Then between 12:30 and 1:30 he rests, and then he drives home. The first question is, this person in red is David. And the person in black is Darren. How far is David from the town when Darren starts his journey? How far? It should be the other way around, isn't it? How far is David? How far is David from the town? When Darren, it should be the other way around, shouldn't it be? The question should say, how far is Darren from the town when David starts his journey? And how far is Darren away from the town when David is about to start his 75 kilometres? The other way around doesn't make sense. Am I interpreting that correct? Why did I do that? Whose fault is that? I was just wondering how long it would take you. They swap place. The answer is still 75 kilometres. Question 2. At approximately what time do their paths cross? Well, their paths cross there, don't they? What time would that be? Will I drop a horizontal line down? Right? And I'd have to estimate that from my... So there's 60 minutes in that, isn't there? So I'm saying it's 3/4 of the way along the 60 minutes, which is 45 minutes. So I'm saying it's 10:45 a.m. Now, could we be a slight bit out here? Like, could one of you say 10:46 and another say 10:44? Yes, there's a tolerance given, yes, but not much in this case because you'd be able to work off your graph paper. At what time does David begin his journey? David begins at 9 a.m. Is that correct? I know these are difficult. How far is Darren from town when David begins his journey? How far, that's the opposite one now. How far is Darren from town when David begins his journey? Well, he's 0 kilometres. Why? He's still in town. Yes? He hasn't began. And the last bit. Who returns to town first? 5. First back is Darren. At what time does he arrive back? 3 p.m. Yes? And 6. What's the time between their arrival? Have you any questions? So long as you understand what's happening.